sit across the table from you once a week, a month, or like every 6 months, depending on people's schedules. So the clickety-clack of dice in our crew keep me warm inside before we smack down an evil cold just to get a level. And we roll. Forget how to play, but not us, no. We laugh due to a dad joke or innuendo. Probably it's how every adventure that we create is our own cinematic universe, and it ties us together, and we will never forget. To the heart, we will never, never, ever forget. 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 To the heart.
Dinner and a Game and Many Worlds Taverns have partnered together to bring incredible teas and coffees to the Dagger family. And now you can get 10% off of your orders when you use the promotional code Dinner and a Game, all one word, no spaces, at checkout. And if you use our link, manyworldstaverns.com/dinner and a game, we get a little bit back from Many Worlds Taverns as well. Support excellent products from an incredible small business and help support Dinner and a Game at the same time. And always remember, at Dinner and a Game, we always save you a seat at the table.
When I sit across the table from you once a week, a month, or like every 6 months, depending on people's schedules. So the clickety-clack of dice in our crew keep me warm inside before we smack down an evil cold just to get a level. And we roll.
Not as many of us.
No.
That is because I did. Ask. So is going on a. To have three. Or working out all done next. So all that means tonight we're going and in the world of darkness there's active. So have one or more actions that are willing. It becomes very cool, many background and everything does everything and it gets crazy. But yeah. Crazy older and oh yeah. And just talking about a lot, but I checked today and we are off. Actual worried about telling people, but no on campus. They would not allow anyone who's Gen Con. But we're running our. We're still looking at what kind of going. So, guys, but if you sure to give us like if like week one of the Pax Unplugged, big bad con, which is kind of funny because out of the country. But what about you guys? Where do you?
Hi. I will not be at Gen Con now, and both of my live shows are being pulled. So if my events are still on there, they'll be under City of Glass Games. Please do not buy tickets. Your tickets will be refunded. So I will not be at Gen Con. We're looking at PAX Unplugged. If you have to attend Gen Con, if there are any issues, please let me know immediately and I will contact somebody because I know a couple people that know the staff personally. Just contact me and I will reach out to my events guy and he'll get it handled.
As for me, I will still be going to Gen Con this year. I made a promise to my teenager. And that is where I am concerned. The promise that a father makes to their kid is sacred.
Yes, it is.
So we will still be going. I still have 3 events that I'm doing there, I think. 1, 2, 3? Yes, 3. But otherwise, like, we'll be walking the floor and like hanging out with some of our other friends that will be like out in Indianapolis. So holla at me. Outside of that, Don't know yet. We're looking at PAX Prime. We're looking at Big Bad Con. Possibility of PAX Unplugged, even though it's way on the other side of the country for us. Definitely going back to Emerald City Comic Con because that was a lot of fun. So I don't know. We will see. That there's a lot of like cool things happening on this coast. So anything that's easier for us to get to is definitely going to be at the top of our list.
Like we said, already invested. Very last minute.
Yeah.
Most people buy down and Airbnb. And if anyone's ever booked an Airbnb, but Gen Con, we're gonna stay. Are gonna because
Yeah.
we're on the are there. A lot of them is for amazing. For being invested in not being able.
Yeah.
All that being said, I want to give big kudos. Actually, ran that. It was just trying a couple.
Yeah, this will officially be my last Gen Con, but yeah, it's been crazy.
Oh, did you guys get death threats?
No, not yet.
I'm not going to confirm nor deny anything.
Gotcha. I did. In a game. I didn't get any.
Yeah.
I also got. So, sorry guys. But what we're
Yeah.
the characters have been around since one of Sanctums.
Still not dead.
Still not dead.
Not dead.
So close so many times, but still not
So
dead.
many times.
We have a little PTSD, but it's fine.
Let me tell you one thing. One thing. Not wanting to be the child of one of characters, or dating one of M's characters, or being the pet one of M's characters.
Rest in peace, Brisket. The best boy.
Poor Penny had to go all the way to New Orleans to get some peace.
But all that being trauma is definitely just that's what we're guys are in a situation. Countess Rosalie, we're intending telescope.
Yep.
Where it's
Yep, to my house. Correct.
Oh boy.
I am very interested.
Also figure out what's going on with Molly, because that is a very concerning situation. And also find the original contract between the mages and the fae because of a certain situation with the sword that is inside of the said contract.
I think we know where the contract is.
Now we know where the
If
contract
we know who has the contract.
Yeah, I just want the contract. Give it to me. I
Now,
give
whether
it.
they'll surrender the contract is entirely.
Mm-hmm.
I have the power of appearance. Let's go.
I am too hot for you to not heed my call. Give it to me. My hotness demands it.
Stand. How attractive I am.
Do you know how pretty I am? You know how pretty I can be?
I stop literal traffic, guys.
Cause literal accident. Let you guys know. Go ahead and do this. Why don't you, everyone, start with the attractive Star Story? Was playing some big Star Story.
Which is a very difficult thing to do, mind you.
It is, but it's better when I cosplayer because it's just amplifies. Hi, I'm Star Stories. I play Countess Rosaline. She is a she-noble from House Islanded, which is known as the House of Secrets and is one of the most not trusted Sele house in the Fae courts, which is very funny because they are the one of the houses that can actually balance and toe the line between Sele and unsele. She has 3 spouses. There is Aiden, who is a House Allele she. Then there is Finian, or Finn, who is House Gwydion, which is a Sele house. And then there's Odelia, who is a Swan Maiden, and we have not established what house she is.
We haven't met her
Swan
yet.
Maiden, and possibly.
She's a battle master.
Ooh, she's a baddie. Ooh, okay.
That's why her and Aiden fight a lot.
I've always thought of her. Trinity. Her river fights all the reavers.
Yeah.
Starts doing dance maneuvers. That's why I pictured. That's how I pictured. Swan Maidens are. They can absolutely.
So River Tam meets Red Sonja. Got it. Got it.
She also has a daughter named Daisy. Last session, it was revealed in secret what her true name was. When she had a conversation with her husband Aiden. And she is carrying, by the way, we probably would have picked up Spare Rib on the way because he's been sitting in front of the balefire this whole time, so Spare Rib should be fine by now. She has her daughter's pets, Chimera. It's not a pet. They are intellectual. They're sentient beings. Spare Rib is a sentient being.
Like sitting down with his tongue hanging.
I hate you. He's a dog dragon thing. So.
He's a dog dragon thing. He's a dog dragon thing.
Yep.
All right. Now it's Sphinx's turn. Who are you playing tonight?
I am playing Emrys Malik Grant. He is an Order of Hermes mage, which means he is all these of the House of Mages that are all about rote and ritual and doing things with your hands. And this is the oh yeah, it's the house that was the order founded by Merlin himself. And we'll get to that in a second. He is the owner of the Couch and Quill, which is a tea house / bookstore in kind of I'm forgetting the name of the neighborhood, but it's in Seattle, very, very like high end area of Seattle. He is also a private detective on the side, a PI. who looks out mainly for the folks who are of the supernatural persuasion. At the end of last chronicle, it was revealed that he is the mentor and adopted father of Penny, who is a mind mage, and who got put through it last chronicle, and decided that she was going to go and hang out with Emers's mentor back in New Orleans and kind of, try and pursue a normal kind of college girl life, which, Emrys is kind of sad about that, but he understands. We found out that last chronicle that Emrys is in fact the reincarnation of Merlin, the Merlin, as a Merlin from a parallel universe came and was like, "Hey, good to see you. I am you, but also not you, but also am you from somewhere else. Here's an Excalibur. It's not your Excalibur, but here's an Excalibur. You're gonna need it." And we did. This chronicle, he has just recently, with 2-3 episodes ago, gotten his hands on the actual Excalibur, and he did so by defeating the Green Knight in a duel, and by duel I mean a Tekken 7 match held on the front lawn of his home/tea shop, in front of his fiance, who is now in town and living with them. Val is a House of Rubina mage, so think like a druid/blood mage, and that's just what you pretty much got for them. And has just recently been made a member of Sanctums. The Round Table. Via his defeat of the Green Knight, which the Green Knight themselves didn't have the sword. The sword was actually delivered by Santa Claus, who also happens to be the leader of the Wild Hunt, which
kicked his ass.
Yeah, that was a thing. You did, and I forgot. You did tell me, and I forgot his name.
Odin. Oh no, it wasn't Odin. The Green Man?
The Earl King. That's right. Yeah, Santa Claus is also the Earl King in this lore, because gotta have the old stuff come up in here. Was just made a member of Fia's crew. Fia being our Nicole pirate party member, pirate captain party member, and now holds the actual Excalibur, which does cool stuff, which I'm excited to figure that out. And then it is going to help Rosaline get this telescope, I guess.
Yeah, because it's supposed to cross out a majority of my laundry list. Let's go.
Yeah. And then hopefully save Finn, who was sucked into said telescope.
I'm gonna get him a backpack leash.
Just get him one of those little Apple fobs and this
air tag him. But that's banal. That's banal, though. We can't do that.
I'm just trying to help.
That's fair. We'll give him some kind of quintessence crystal thing that we can track somehow.
There we go. So we have
Emrys will make something.
Emery's, Val, Rosaline, Spare Rib, and Basalt in the car, if I recall.
Yeah. Emrys also has a familiar named Rumi, who is a very, very large, 4-foot-long, black and gray Maine Coon cat, who he has left in charge of the store.
Beautiful.
what's his name? Tom downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Just always looks at. Whenever you leave the cat in charge.
And Emrys will always be like, "No, you're actually in charge, but I can't hurt Rumi's feelings."
It can't hurt Ruby's feeling.
Because he lives here.
Because he's a cat.
Mostly that, yeah.
So you guys bring up. Driving to observatory.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Puzzling.
So she's gonna explain that Molly has been trying to prepare the box because it's not the telescope itself that we're moving, it's the box. And she said there's a way that we can do it, and if it's moved into my freehold, we can make a door. Since I don't have Wayfinder, which means I can't make doors like Finn can, which Finn has it, unfortunately.
When was your travel agent?
Basically,
Hot poetry.
he had some of the arts that I didn't have, and I had some of the arts that he doesn't have. Yes, it was very disgusting. She's going to explain that we're going to have to transfer this box and to be careful as to none of us getting sucked into the box because there's 3 slots left for this box.
Well, that's
We're told what's.
Which is 3 of almost everything.
Good going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which Fallen, I think, were one of them. Wraiths were another set. And then the third.
Do we have vampires
Mummies.
in there? Oh,
Mummies.
mummies. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So, alright, so you guys are gonna get there.
Yep.
Oh.
Here's the thing. I'm not sure if it's also made out of silver. I
was
do
under the
know
impression it was made from lead.
it has cold iron in it, but here's the thing. If it keeps certain things in there, it probably has other metals that are used to keep things in.
That should be something we should look into then.
Okay. Are you okay, though?
It's also like taking.
Yeah, it was a little tense between you and Thea before we headed out.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but yeah, I'm kind of worried about that too.
Bullshit. Mm-hmm. No, I
gather that can't be easy.
no. Adding in new people without discussing it with you guys prior. Have you talked to him about how you feel about this?
I feel like it's likely gone the way we just saw it go.
Rose,
I'm mistaken. See.
Nice. Now, homage.
as for trusting people, I am probably the lowest on the totem pole. I'm referring to the whole situation that got you guys into this mess. Yeah, Mab, believe it or not, and I'm giving her credit for this, was a very, very intelligent woman.
Certainly seems so.
I'm apologizing in the way that I can apologize.
I'm just gonna. Hey. Knives. Very.
Mm-hmm.
Active. Very much.
Yes and no. Mab has probably reincarnated a few times, which we can do unless we're killed in very specific ways. If we're killed in a specific way, there's no way for us to come back a year and a day later. Which, when Mab did not die a banal death. Which means she was able...
Wait a year and a day to come back.
No, but you know, my child, what is it, whatever they called it, refrigerated herself? Is it her name, Refrigerator? Regurgitate? Resonant emanate? what was her name?
Reincarnate?
What was her name?
Regenerate?
No, the
Oh,
child's name.
Renesmee. You're
There
talking
we
about
go.
the weirdo kid from that weird ass book series.
Yes. That is basically the situation that happened with my kid.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it goes, for one, I don't.
Congrats.
It's called Twilight.
I've even.
It's actually a
there's
fan
definitely-
fiction.
There's definitely a divide. There's more people who hate it than who love it, for sure. It is not a book I offer in my books.
I read it once and I did not understand what I was reading half the time.
It went from being a weird romance book to vampire romance to vampires who are also the X-Men. It was weird.
Yes.
Also the back where she's kind of squished against the wall. I was all like, don't forget.
There is also very much that.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Rose is spoiling Spare Rib in the front seat of the car.
Spare Rib have his head out of the window, just.
Oh yeah, he was a jerk.
Yep.
So yeah, no, Spare Rib is. Very. Like doing. But having his tongue lolling out, that is just.
Okay, buddy. How much further are we till the college campus? Emery's.
Yeah.
You're actually getting.
Yeah, we've just got next 2 or 3 minutes.
If Molly is losing it, and becomes a threat to us all, I cannot be the one that kills her.
Okay. Noted.
Well, let's.
It's
I hope not.
no.
I
So
don't like it.
she's old. Very old, and did something she probably should not have, and it's messed with her mentally.
Yeah.
And when someone like a knocker, that's what she is, when they get really old, they start doing more dangerous experimentation. They tend to get more violent, and they can be a threat
Like taking the energy she siphoned from a dragon.
to make herself
from
look
an
younger.
evil dragon to make herself younger.
So I was like, all right, look. There's.
Okay. I cannot, because there's laws against that. Laws of hospitality. And
Amongst her people.
as a fae, there's also a law that we cannot kill other fae. He did. In this case, he's allowed to hold trials and things. I'm only a countess.
It was kind of a brief trial scenario in which he beheaded her. It was very
I was present for that.
Yeah, you are.
See, I just slapped her. There are laws against killing Fae. Usually,
That way you're looking.
I just want. Well, we're also looking for the High King because he has my bagels.
Oh God.
And
Emerus looks at Basalt through the rear view mirror and just shakes his head. It's like, it's not the bagel. It's not just the bagel. There's more to it than just the bagels.
Thousand of seconds bagels.
I get that you spent like a number of years on the East Coast and you've grown to love bagels. They are tasty. So
I
will
was
not
supposed
say
to have
anything
bagels and lox for breakfast this morning, and that's not what happened. But no, we're looking for him because, one, we need to bring his wife to trial.
Wife tried to have him killed, you see.
And then I'm going to cash in the favor he owes me. Old.
Trying to tell.
It's nearing the end, yes. And she's not happy with me right now. Yeah.
As you're pulling the parking lot, well, you're driving through the
Observatory.
I don't know
Great
anymore.
I feel like it was a weekday.
That is a week. I think it's like. So as you're pulling in, there's students everywhere. The parking lot's packed.
Oh.
We're going. You see that all the construction takes. A lot of the stuff. Certain areas have already been reached. There is several very nice out in the area that was, and they all say Rusky. And so there's all, but most of the construction. Guys, start. The observatory. There's still on a stand. Says that.
Rose will knock on the door. Cut manners.
For a few moments. Young guy looks like a college student. Sorry,
Is Molly here? Rose.
And Emerus.
Oh.
She'll step in, holding a spare rib.
So once again, there is the
Yep.
The right is That's original contract. Brought it out and set it on the podium. Room. There's a big podium there. Packard on it. That's what they kind of draped the contract over. Come in. Left. Their office door.
Mm-hmm.
Lights on. Several people by the other side. Having conversation.
Oh, that can't be good.
Shall we go see what this is before heading into the office?
I suppose. And reaches over, takes Val's hand in his. Can't remember. Have you been here before? Ooh.
So the telescope is pulling from Arcadia itself.
How possible? There been able.
That's what the telescope can do.
Yeah, there was an agreement made back during the turn of the century, the turn of the 20th century, or 19th to 20th century, to between some fae and some mages, to make this telescope do exactly that, for reasons we have yet to discover. It's fun.
Val just kind of like stops. You're holding your hand. Stops and
Oh, this is a lot of fun for me. And Rose is walking.
I was like,
She has a twisted sense of fun.
if we can touch holes, rooms of.
I would love. It's a good question. Great question. Fantastic question. It's a question that I've asked the council, and they refuse to answer.
Council knows about.
Yes.
Oh, council co-sign.
Mm-hmm.
She goes over.
Oh.
She just puts her hand on the wall and she's got her head down. She's like,
Oh,
and you can hear her. She's counting.
Emery.
Yep.
Emery, did you show her the
Me too,
photo?
babe. Me too.
Did you show her the photo of the charcoal drawing that I made?
Oh, yeah. Prepare to start counting again, and like opens the phone, shows the photo.
For people. Describe what the chart.
It is basically 3 mages. None of them have any facial features. They're all hooded, and there is a sword going into the contract. There are 3 knockers, which are named Thorn, Wasp, and I forgot what the third one's name is.
I want to say Sting.
I think it is. Yeah, Thorn, Wasp, and Sting. 3 young knockers. They're discussing things and signing a contract in the building. And
Wasn't my
actually, no.
doppelganger
One
also
of the
part of that?
the doppelganger, there is one more mage that kind of eerily looks like Emery's.
Walking over. Turns your face to the left. And it's like, that's a scar. That's a scar.
It's not me. I promise it's not me. I don't know who that is. Our prevailing theory is that it's a me from an alternate timeline.
You hear Rose like, it could be a Slua, and that's all she says as she's heading into
Or
the
that.
other room.
I can. Not maybe that good.
I can give you art lessons. I can give you art lessons, Val.
I'm retiring and.
Okay. We can have wine and paint. And that's
Okay.
I smoke.
And
He just walks in after Rose.
Emrys just kind of sits there for a second, like kind of looks over at Basalt. And, charmed life. A charmed life is what I live.
He just holds up his tongue.
Yeah. Yep. Been hearing about that one for a while. Yeah. Gonna hear about that one for a while. Yep.
So you walk down the hallway.
Mhm.
It quickly opens up into observatory time. Bottom floor of the observatory. Right as you come. On the walls of the are pictures. Great findings, documents explaining their. That's all on the ground floor. There is two sets of stairs to the left and to the staircase up to. On the next level, in the center of the room, there is a huge post. Iron post. The post holds up the platform. Actual telescope is not as big as a mouse. About 20. And it has all the apparatus that all like.
Yeah.
All hand cranks and depository. There is a bottom of the telescope platform itself, raised dais, side the seat, basically turned to higher apparatus.
It makes me think of that telescope from that one episode of Doctor Who where they meet Queen Victoria.
Yes.
We're very similar.
Yeah.
Same type of era, and like everything. Obviously, it was meant to be a part of it. That on the platform that itself was, there is a large hatch. Inside this hatch, there is a large box.
There it is.
It's just Molly. Has these weird goggles.
Yeah. Yep.
The different lenses. Their own. Always do. Ever since you look back, a new lens will pop up a new. Making the preparation.
Hi, Molly.
She's watching and observing everyone else in the room.
So, number one, there are all these lockers. All of them are.
Oh, babies.
That's like.
Of course they do.
Little 8-year-olds cussing, guys. Continue.
Or middle schoolers.
On YouTube. Let me switch microphones. Maybe that's a problem. Someone over on YouTube just said my audio, not y'all's, my audio is cutting in and out. So I'm going to switch mics real fast.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Dude, headset mic.
And while all that's happening, Emrys is still to Molly. Don't think you've met them yet. Gestures to Basalt. This is my new friend Basalt. Real nice guy. We like him a lot. And then gestures to Val. And this is my lovely fiance, Val. Love her to pieces. We're getting married. It's gonna be awesome.
Val puts out her hand, and Molly looks at it for a second, and then takes it, and just gives it the barest hand motion. And she says, "It's a pleasure to meet you both. I'm afraid I am on a tight schedule."
Yes, of course.
So Molly turns around and she calls one of the other knockers over, and she gives them some cryptic instructions, and they run downstairs and out there's actually a set of doors that leads through the actual observatory area, and they run out the doors of the observatory, which as far as you know goes back outside.
Can I be of any assistance, Molly?
And Molly looks at you and she says, "I don't think that will be necessary.
Okay.
I've been working on this nonstop for 2 days."
Can I get you something to eat or something to drink, maybe?
No, I've been taking care of myself.
It's good to hear.
Obviously, Molly is being incredibly cold.
Oh, yeah. No, we
Considering last time you
chill.
saw her, she was in a shift. Her hair was gone loose and down. She had no shoes on. She had a bottle of bourbon in one hand and was screaming something else at the top of her lungs.
And she was also on a lot of drugs.
Yeah, she was just about as high as you can be on everything you can find.
Yeah, no, we could feel the wind chill factor the moment we walked in.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Molly says, "Countess, if you wish to stay, you can. I would just ask that you allow my people to work."
I haven't stopped them from working, nor am I going to stop them from working.
Would you mind?
Val, hey, sweetie, do you want to walk around and take a look?
Yeah. Anywhere else.
Cool. Let's put them.
She just watches Emery's and just has this look of betrayal on her face. Like, how dare you leave me?
Val looks over her shoulder because Emery's kind of got her on the arm. Looks over her shoulder at you, and goes.
Emrys looks back and is like, "You got to deal with this. We'll be here if you need this."
You, Countess, you feel a looming presence behind you all of a sudden.
She'll look over her shoulder.
Basalt is kind of just hovering over you, but looking at Molly intently. Basalt kind of just leans down, puts his head beside yours, and says, "She is only of the wild. There is no weaver, there is no worm."
I have no idea what you're talking about, but okay.
He goes, "She is madness. She will create and create and create, using up every single resource, devouring everything she can, because that's all she knows to do. And there's no other things in her that balance this out."
Nothing can balance this. Her voice is low as she's asking.
Okay.
Can nothing balance this out?
Oh, I thought you said nothing can balance it. Sorry about that. Basalt says, in our world, she would be a creature that lived in the wild.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Guys, sorry. Small emergency. I need to take a break for a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, you take a break for just a few minutes. I'll be right back.
When I sit across the table from you, once a week, a month, or like every 6 months, depending on people's schedules. So the clickety-clack of dice in our crew keep me warm inside before we smack down an evil cold just to gain a level. And we roll. Forget how to play, but not us, no. We laugh due to a dad joke or innuendo. Probably it's how every adventure that we create is our own cinematic universe, and it ties us together, and we will never forget. We roll. Yeah. Yeah, we roll. We rolled a critical hit to the heart. We will never, never, ever forget. 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 We roll. And yeah, we roll. We roll. Yeah, we roll. We rolled. Yeah, we rolled. We rolled a critical hit to the heart.
Dinner and a Game and Many Worlds Taverns have partnered together to bring incredible teas and coffees to the Dagger family. And now you can get 10% off of your orders when you use the promotional code Dinner and a Game, all one word, no spaces, at checkout. And if you use our link, manyworldstaverns.com/dinner and a game, we get a little bit back from Many Worlds Taverns as well. Support excellent products from an incredible small business and help support Dinner and a Game at the same time. And always remember, at Dinner and a Game, we always save you a seat at the table.
When I sit across the table from you, once a week, a month, or like every 6 months, depending on people's schedules. So the clickety-clack of dice in our crew keep me warm inside before we smack down an evil cold just to gain a level. And we roll. And we roll. We rolled a critical hit to the heart. People grow up, forget how to play, but not us, no. We laugh due to a dad joke or innuendo. Probably it's how every adventure that we create is our own cinematic universe, and it ties us together, and we will never forget. We roll. Yeah. forget. We will never, never, ever forget. We will never, never, ever forget. Oh, 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 oh. We run, oh, 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 oh. And oh, 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 oh. Yeah, we roll. We roll. Yeah, we roll.
Thank you so much, everyone, for letting us take that little break. I needed to go take care of something, but luckily enough... Oh, shoot. Luckily enough, I've gotten that taken care of. I will have to jump up again in a few more moments, but we will be able to take care of that quickly. And so let's go ahead and jump back into the scene, as it were.
So you're telling me there's nothing that can balance this?
I'm telling you that from our point of view, she could just be a creature of the wild.
What do I read?
He says, a little of all of it.
I
Sometimes
don't-
you read a little more worm, a little more wild, very little weaver. Although the worm has a negative connotation, it is not negative in itself. It was corrupted.
Got it.
In its natural state, the worm is entropy. The wild is creation.
And I haven't been creating lately.
And the weaver is making
Whiffle.
something out of which is created that will then be destroyed by the worm.
So the wiffle.
I guess it's the wiffle. I have no idea what a wiffle is. I saw a wiffle ball bat once.
No, it's not a wiffle ball bat.
Okay. I was making sure. Because that's my only point of reference for wiffles.
It's the thing for the internet-y thing.
Wi-Fi?
Yes.
Now, he says, there is probably... What I'm trying to say is, I don't know if this is a natural state for your people or not. Like, for spirits I run into, I would not make this be a concern. It could just be a spirit of the wild. But from a person, from an existing entity, we don't usually see people or beings that are all of one thing.
So, with her knockers, their whole thing is creating.
That definitely could be the source.
She'll straighten herself back up. So, Molly.
Molly turns around and looks at you. Just looking at you.
So, with the transporting, are we going to have to do it via vehicle or by other means?
Molly says, I've had my assistants working on building a proper trod to get directly to your domain. They've only been able to get to the border of it because, of course, they did not have your permission to enter. We can, if we give him permission, take it straight to the balefire.
Where's the trod?
We haven't opened the trod yet. We've just been preparing the trod that when it's opened, it'll be opened directly to as close as we can to your domain. I will say if we drop it where we can open it to now, then that trod is going to dump us like miles away from your house. We would need your permission to be able to access your domain. And I don't know if that would even give us access to the balefire, because your house is intelligent.
Okay, my house being intelligent was not my fault.
Hermes from wherever it is, kinda was.
Actually, that was all my husband, the first one.
And whose husband is that again?
Aiden's! That's all she said.
Anyway.
Wow, Val, look at the Star Trek. Lovely, isn't it?
She's like, you're the one who stuck your foot in that. Don't bring me into this.
No, I'm not. You are distracting me now.
I will grant
Lovely Star
permission.
Trek.
I will grant permission. However, Emery's, Val, myself, Spare Rib, and Basalt will be escorting whoever will be taking it there.
Says, I would not be able to enter your freehold unless you brought me through the gate.
All right.
Says, you're going to have to go through the trod first to give us access to the balefire. When you enter, just continue walking until you see the door.
Mm-hmm.
Pass through the door, and you should be in your next to your balefire.
I should be in the basement of my home. Yes.
Do not, as always, do not vary off the trod. Do not move off the trod. Do not allow anything to move you from the trod. Once you are on the other end, simply hold the door open and everyone else will be able to come through.
All right. Half an hour?
If that's what you need.
All right. And she'll look at Basalt and she'll motion to follow because she's going to have to explain a few things to Basalt as they're walking off.
Yeah.
So, ever been in the dreaming?
I've been in the Umbra. And from what I understand, from what I was able to learn on my own, the Umbra and your deep dreaming may be the same place.
Could be, yes. But the Umbra and the dreaming are a little bit different. I've been in both. With the dreaming, do not make any promises, do not make any oaths, do not speak anything into reality. That realm is creation itself.
So we're entering the wild.
Yes.
Now I understand why people say it's like the deep Umbra.
Do not stray from the path.
He looks at you and says, that is a yes. No, I understand. I will not stray from the path.
The other thing is, if you're highly banal, it will throw you out.
He says, the banal thing is the thing I don't understand.
Banality is modernism. It's like heavily technology, industrial. It seeps into us. And it makes us age quicker because we're in an era now where creativity and creation and arts are dying.
It says, Aiden said something similar. He said that it was the fact that no one can believe in that what they can't see anymore.
Yes. The golden era was probably the best time when lands of the stories of myths and everything were still running rampant. Before the shattering, the last time we had a big burst of creativity that were able to bring us out again was actually the moon landing.
He kind of shakes his head. He says, that's a little bit much to take in right now.
Yeah.
He says, I'll just know that I'm going into a different version of the Deep Umbra and that the normal rules for the Deep Umbra apply. Don't talk to anyone, don't do anything, and keep walking where you're going, and that's it.
Yes.
Got it.
Though when you are in my house, I'm going to have to get you situated with the house, or my house may throw you out.
I will just wait and see what the hell that's about.
Yeah, you'll like Rose Red, and she'll head towards the office.
So she goes walking towards the office.
I'm guessing Emery's and Val are also heading towards the office.
They were reading all the stuff on the walls. You're muted, Emery's.
Yeah, we were reading, like, looking at star charts on the wall, like, on the way towards the office.
Doing the slow meander.
Yeah. Taking our time so that you can deal with what you need to deal with.
So you guys walk down towards the office. Do you knock on the office door, or?
She'll look at Emery's and like, are you gonna knock or am I gonna knock? Who's gonna knock?
I can knock. And Emrys will knock 3 times.
You knock 3 times, and the door opens, and you see the disheveled office like you saw it last time, with the desk on it and everything like that, and covered in papers. But sitting on the other side of the desk, facing you, there is the Celestial Chorus leader sits there, and her fingers are steepled together, and resting their elbows on the table, and they are looking at you without blinking. And they basically look at you, and she says, "It is time you arrived. I have been expecting you."
She'll look at Emery's.
I love it when that happens. For what are you expecting me, may I ask?
Because that's what was going to happen.
Fate.
Yes.
There's no situation that would have been able to resolve this without this meeting.
I see. Well, and I don't remember what the leader's name is, but
I don't think she ever really gave it.
I don't think she did. No.
I called her bald lady.
Bald lady.
You know what? I will call her Cece for
Cece.
Celestial Chorus. Cece, this is my fiance Valerie. Valerie, this is Cece, the head of the Celestial Chorus.
Val walks forward and like just bows to her deeply, and she nods to Val. What's Valerie's last name again?
Dayal.
Bayal. Valerie Bayal. Welcome.
Dayal with a D.
Oh, Dale says, "Welcome to do the West Coast. I hope you will enjoy your time here." And Val looks at her and says, "Yes, it's looking to be a permanent move." And she looks at her and she says, "I will make introductions to your fellow members of your sect." And you can hear that little bit of sect, like, you know, that little bit of disdain. Because the Celestial Chorus does not like the Verbena.
No, they do not. There is beef there.
Yep. But she's Val kind of looks at her.
Teriyaki.
Val kind of looks at her, and you can see Val like back gets a little bit straighter, and their hands go down to their sides instead of being kind of like floating in front of them. And Val says, "Yes. Well, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to find them on my own. But if I have any trouble, I'll come find you." And the Celestial Chorus looks at Val and says, "Certainly." Then she looks at you. She says, "Merlin, are you here as a representative of the council or as a representative of the Fae?"
I'd like to say I'm here as both.
I would like to say that that's not possible, but here you stand.
Here I stand indeed. Yeah. regarding the contract that was created some some odd years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I have questions, and the Lady Rosaline has a request.
Well, let's start with the easy part. Questions are very simple. Please.
Pulls out the phone, opens it to the image, and shows it to, do you know who this is?
She leans forward. You.
Except it isn't, because I have no memory whatsoever of being in turn of the century here.
Then you simply haven't gone there yet.
Knowing what we know about the telescope and about the what the telescope is capable of, what will you surmise, and what we know about the way magic has been kind of working lately, how likely do you think it is that it is in fact me, but an alternate me?
I would say that anything is possible. But knowing what it takes, knowing how much it costs, knowing the damage it does to pierce that veil, I would say that it's much more likely that it's you.
So you're positing that, for reasons I have yet to discover, we have yet to discover, I have somehow transported myself backwards through time to assist in the creation of this telescope.
Yes, exactly.
Why would I do such a thing?
Probably because it was necessary. You seem to be having quite a bit of a struggle with this whole entire concept. But
I understand
since you
the
have
concept.
the evidence in your hand,
It's not all of it.
what more do you need to come to the resolution that this will happen?
Rose is pulling her sketchbook out of her purse
Mm-hmm.
because she did sketch out the other scene of the celestial chorus person and Mab,
Mm-hmm.
and hands it over to Emery's
Right.
with
right.
the sword going into the contract.
So let's put that aside for a moment. Can you tell me about this?
And she looks at it. She says, looks at it, and she says, "Learned Rivia? Thank you very much for the follow." She looks at it and she says, "There is many, many, many things that have transpired that have led up to the situations that you all are facing now.
Obviously.
From what I've been able to piece together here, everything that happened then was influenced by things that are happening now.
Which is now influencing. So what's happened then is influenced by what's happening now, which is now continuing to hang on.
Have you read A Wrinkle in Time?
When I was in high school,
This is what it's feeling like.
it feels very much like a chrono loop.
Are we stuck in one of those again?
God, I hope not. I will be very, very cross if that's what this is.
Can one of you two do me a favor and ban that bot? You're
I'm
both
trying.
mods. All right. So he says, Josh, she says, I can tell you that I know what happened at that point. And she points to the sketch of herself because I was there.
I would love to hear that. Yes, that would be lovely.
Yes, I would love to hear this because I'm gonna know if they're lying because I witnessed
And she
the whole
says-
thing.
But I can't.
That's part of the contract, correct?
Interesting.
Like it was part of the contract for all Fae to forget about this contract existing.
And for the mages, you never reveal the sources of the contract.
Which the mages did not. May I see the contract now?
She already let you see it once. Yeah, she basically just like literally turns around, reaches behind her, grabs the rolled up contract that was just leaning against the wall. It's on vellum. She unrolls it on the desktop.
She is looking for any magical runes on this.
Tons.
One that's specifically where the sword went in.
There's actually a hole matching the sword blade shape.
Yep. Is there a way that I can do this? I don't know if I can do this. She's going to try to pull the blade out of the contract.
It's going to be prop, scene, and time. Your time magic is going to have to be the one that does it.
Okay, so Chronos, prop, and time?
No, Chronos, prop, and scene. Oh, and time is one of yours too, isn't it?
For a realm, yes.
Yes, and time too.
Okay, hold on. Prop. Scene. Time. Chronos. Look at my lovely dice pool. Alright. So. What is my difficulty?
Your difficulty is a 10.
I'm gonna burn a willpower so it drops by 1.
All right, it's a 9. You're not going to burn for an auto success. You're going to just drop the difficulty by 1.
Correct.
Okay.
Because my dice rolls are usually good. I got 3.
All right.
No botches.
Now, what we're going to do now, before I describe what's happening next, because I need to wait, we're going to take our 10-minute break real quick.
Of course we are.
It worked out perfectly, trust me. Ladies and gentlemen, we're taking a 10-minute break so we can get more drinks and take care of stuff. Remember, stand up, stretch, get something to drink if you don't have it, and make sure you take your meds if you haven't taken them either. You know, take care of yourselves. So we'll be back in 10 minutes. Thank you so much. We'll see you then.
When I stood across the table from you, once a week, a month, or like every 6 months, depending on people's schedules. So the clickety-clack of dice in our crew keep me warm inside before we smack down an evil cold just to gain a level. And we roll. We rolled a critical hit to the heart. People grow up, forget how to play, but not us, no. We laugh due to a dad joke or innuendo. Probably it's how every adventure that we create is our own cinematic universe, and it ties us together. Forget we roll. Yeah, yeah, we roll. We rolled a critical hit to the heart. We will never, never,
Dinner and a Game and Many Worlds Taverns have partnered together to bring incredible teas and coffees to the Dagger family. And now you can get 10% off of your orders when you use the promotional code Dinner and a Game, all one word, no spaces, at checkout. And if you use our link, manyworldstaverns.com/dinner and a game, we get a little bit back from Many Worlds Taverns as well. Support excellent products from an incredible small business and help support Dinner and a Game at the same time. And always remember, at Dinner and a Game, we always save you a seat at the table.
When I sit across the table from you, once a week, a month, or like every 6 months, depending on people's schedules. So the clickety-clack of dice in our crew keep me warm inside before we smack down an evil cold just to gain a level. And we roll. We rolled a critical hit to the heart. People grow up, forget how to play, but not us, no. We laugh due to a dad joke or innuendo. Probably it's how every adventure that we create is our own cinematic universe, and it ties us together, and we will never forget. We roll. Yeah. Yeah, we roll. We rolled a critical hit to the heart. We will never, never, ever forget. 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 We roll. And yeah, we roll. We roll. Yeah, we rolled. We rolled. Yeah, we rolled. We rolled a critical hit to the heart.
Dinner and a Game and Many Worlds Taverns have partnered together to bring incredible teas and coffees to the Dagger family. And now you can get 10% off of your orders when you use the promotional code Dinner and a Game, all one word, no spaces, at checkout. And if you use our link, manyworldstaverns.com/dinner and a game, we get a little bit back from Many Worlds Taverns as well. Support excellent products from an incredible small business and help support Dinner and a Game at the same time. And always remember, at Dinner and a Game, we always save you a seat at the table.
When I sit across the table from you, once a week, a month, or like every 6 months, depending on people's schedules. So the clickety-clack of dice in our crew keep me warm inside before we smack down an evil cold just to gain a level. And we roll. And we roll. We rolled a critical hit to the heart. People grow up, forget how to play, but not us, no. We laugh due to a dad joke or innuendo. Probably it's how every adventure that we create is our own cinematic universe, and it ties us together, and we will never forget. We roll. forget. Oh, 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 oh. We roll, oh, 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 oh. And oh, 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 oh. Yeah, we roll. We roll. Yeah, we rolled. We rolled. Yeah, we rolled. We rolled. A critical hit to the heart.
Dinner and a Game and Many Worlds Taverns have partnered together to bring incredible teas and coffees to the Dagger family. And now you can get 10% off of your orders when you use the promotional code Dinner and a Game, all one word, no spaces, at checkout. And if you use our link, manyworldstaverns.com/dinner and a game, we get a little bit back from Many Worlds Taverns as well. Support excellent products from an incredible small business and help support Dinner and a Game at the same time. And always remember, at Dinner and a Game, we always save you a seat at the table.
When I sit across the table from you, once a week, a month, or like every 6 months, depending on people's schedules. So the clickety-clack of dice in our crew keep me warm inside before we smack down an evil cold just to gain a level. And oh, 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 oh. We roll, oh, 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 oh. And oh, 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 oh. We roll, we rolled. A critical hit to the heart. People grow up, forget how to play, but not us, no. We laugh due to a dad joke or innuendo. Probably it's how every adventure that we create is our own cinematic universe, and it ties us together, and we will never forget. Oh, 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 oh. We roll, oh, 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 oh. Yeah, oh, 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 oh. Yeah, we roll. We rolled. A critical hit to the heart. We will never, never, ever forget. 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 Oh, 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 oh. We roll, oh, 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 oh. And oh, 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 oh. Yeah, we roll. We roll. Yeah, we rolled. We rolled. Yeah, we rolled. We rolled. A critical hit to the heart.
Dinner and a Game and Many Worlds Taverns have partnered together to bring incredible teas and coffees to the Dagger family. And now you can get 10% off of your orders when you use the promotional code Dinner and a Game, all one word, no spaces, at checkout. And if you use our link, manyworldstaverns.com/dinner and a game, we get a little bit back from Many Worlds Taverns as well. Support excellent products from an incredible small business and help support Dinner and a Game at the same time. And always remember, at Dinner and a Game, we always save you a seat at the table.
When I sit across the table from you, once a week, a month, or like every 6 months, depending on people's schedules. So the clickety-clack of dice in our crew keep me warm inside before we smack down an evil cold just to gain a level. And oh, 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 oh. We roll, oh, 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 oh. And oh, but not us, no. We laugh due to a dad joke or innuendo. Probably it's how every adventure that we create is our own cinematic universe, and it ties us together, and we will never forget. Oh, 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 oh. We roll. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, we roll. We rolled a critical hit to the heart. We will never, never, ever forget. 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 Oh, 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 oh. We roll. Oh, 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 oh. And oh, 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 oh. Yeah, we roll. We roll. Yeah, we roll.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for letting us take that little break, especially on such a dramatic pause.
Every time.
Hey, I'm good at it.
I'm just gonna pretend this is your skull.
You're gonna what, my skull?
Pretend this is your skull.
Oh, and you're drinking out of my skull? Okay.
Mhm.
No one's claimed my actual skull yet, so.
That's mine now.
Well, there you
I
go.
mean, Diamond has the spine.
Yeah.
Maralgos has the knees, and if anyone even tries to touch my knees, I fear for them. Anyway.
Spire in the toes.
Yep. All right, so you got 3 successes.
Yes.
You extend out with your arts. You feel them encountering. Wait. Let me ask something. Did you ever try and use any of your arts on the dragon?
When we fought it,
No.
Kilgara?
Kilgara.
I've never used any arts on Kilgara.
All right. So
It was mostly yelling at the damn thing a
Mhm.
majority of the time.
Fair.
So as you reach out, you touch magics that feel primordial.
Okay.
It is like reaching into the furnace of a sun and playing around with the stuff of reality. And you can feel that there are different strings of the same type of magic weaving together. And that those weaves are formed into an intricate knot. And you can feel the thing you're trying to reach is the thing that holds that knot together. And if you pull it out, the entire knot will unravel.
Can I tell, because of Susei and everything, what exactly that knot is?
You would have to make me a Susei roll.
Cool. I can give you the ability that I can use for this. Hold on.
While that's happening, I'm going to see if I can just kind of like, Emrys is just going to take a deep breath and is going to mentally reach out to Kilgara.
Okay.
Okay. So it is called Fate Fire, but it is a way that I can either bless a subject with good fortune or curse them, but it's also I can lay my hands directly upon the threads that make up the tapestry.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the only thing I can think of besides not augury or tattletale, but this is the closest thing.
No, I think that's basically it's almost like psychometry.
Yeah.
It's where you can touch things and get knowledge of it, basically.
The good news is I will not be using any glamour with this because of what it is, and also it does not have the side effect of me drawing attention.
Gotcha. I will tell you that the difficulty for the roll is a 5.
Hold on. What? Why do you need a Twitch code? No, I'll send it to you.
See, you should have 2 different Twitches. Anyway, so you basically... Oh, you still have to make the roll. The difficulty is a 5, though.
Okay, so this will be Susei, and because of what this is, would this be considered Fae, actor, nature, prop, scene, or time?
It's only scene in time.
Oh, great. I have a dice pool of 11 for this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Who would have thought?
Hey,
and
Emery's,
it's a 5?
what's the highest dice pool you ever get for using magic? 5? Go for it.
Ooh, hello. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11.
The magics that are here and are bound are tied to realms not here. One of them is directly tied to Arcadia. One of them,
Of course it is.
One of them is directly tied to an alternate version of this plane.
Okay.
One of them
Of course
is
it is.
directly tied to hell.
Oh, fuck
Of course
that.
it is.
And one of them is directly tied to the celestial realm.
Of course it is.
So if I unravel this knot, bad shit's gonna happen, is what I'm
All hell will break loose. Essentially, is what I'm getting.
But you know what you're looking for is at the center of the knot. And all you have to do is pull it out.
But if I pull it out, the knot breaks.
It doesn't break. It unravels. And all
But-
those strands go exactly where they're supposed to be.
But unraveling it is also... Do I get the vibe it's a bad idea?
You get the vibe that this is insanely powerful, and you have no idea what the consequences would be for unweaving this knot.
Can I pull a House Islanded move because of curiosity and everything?
Sure.
Because unfortunately this... So, House Islanded, for those who do not know, they thirst after mystery and intrigue,
Yep.
and their curiosity often leads them into dangerous situations.
Like right now.
They are also notorious meddlers, eager to put their fingerprints on everyone else's business. If a member of this house comes across anything that is kept hidden, I must try to discover the secret. If not, I gain a point of nightmare.
And for the old people who don't know the old school rules for changeling the dreaming, these are things that the player cannot escape. These are actually like part of their personality. They cannot not surrender to these.
Okay.
Oh, no.
These, okay, so as somebody who is very strong and actually can change fates and move and manipulate the threads themselves, based on that, I should be able to get a vibe on if this is a bad idea or not. And I rolled 11 successes on that.
So this is what you get from the 11 successes. You are pulled down and into the knot itself. As you begin going further, you see, and I am not kidding. Bad joke. Sorry. You see that these large threads are made up of giant masses of smaller threads.
Okay.
And as you pass through it, those smaller threads go back to wherever they came from. But there are threads that are coming from things that are inside this box.
So the big knot is connected to the box.
Mm-hmm. It's connected to the box by 9 figures that are in stasis.
So me undoing this knot is not a good idea.
Wait, yeah. No, there's 9 figures in stasis. And then they're like kind of in a incomplete circle. Right? There's a gap with 3 empty spaces.
Yeah.
And then from the 3 empty spaces, there is one last tether that is bound to the empty space where those 3 spaces are, and it goes directly to the center, where you see that there is a giant chrysalis.
I'm gonna look at this chrysalis. Whose chrysalis is this? Do I recognize this chrysalis?
Oh, damn.
You would probably have to reach out to it.
I'm going to.
Okay.
Cause Mystery gonna fuck around and find out.
She's like the cat that got itself lit on fire, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway.
Oh yeah, Rose is just muttering this whole time in Gaelic, and her eyes are her one eye that everybody can see is glassed over, like it's going milky.
And the other, and you see, and you can Emery's around the patch. There is a glow of light emanating.
Okay. All right. I take a deep breath and yell in my mind as loudly as my mind will allow. Kilgara?
She is doing dumb shit.
By the way, Cece is still just doing this, and now she's put the fingers to her lips, and she is watching Rose. Intent.
Oh no! Is it like a snack? I'm a snack kind of deal. What is this?
And now it's very much Kilgara, please, Kilgara, please.
You hear a voice in your mind. It sounds sleepy. And you hear in your head, Merlin. The hour is here.
Which hour is that?
I did everything I could. There is no more time.
Or what? To what? With what? What is happening?
We saved reality. But I don't think we were supposed to.
What?
I think that the reason that nothing exists is because our world is wrong.
How can that be?
I don't know. The only thing I know is I can't move. And my energies are being tapped.
Oh no.
Where are you?
That might be Rose.
I am magic. I do not have a physical location.
Okay. Bad question. Terrible question. Wrong question. You're being tapped by what or who?
Existence. Everything.
I mean, you are magic, so
I'm only
that
supposed to
makes-
be magic for one realm.
you're being tapped by everything, by all the realms. Do you know what is that what this contract is for? Is that what is happening?
I don't know what the contract I don't know what you're, and then gone.
Shit.
And Cece turns to look at you now, Emrys, and she says, "Well, Merlin, your little elf has gone down the rabbit hole.
Don't
First,
call her an elf.
firstly, not enough. Not enough. Secondly, what the hell is down the rabbit hole? And why is the dragon, aka all of magic, unable to move?"
And she turns around and she kind of like takes this big dust cloth that's been thrown over like the all the stuff behind her, and she kind of throws it aside, and she picks up a sword and a sheath, and she spins around and she sets Excalibur down on the desk.
I reach into my coat and using correspondence, will pull Excalibur out.
Mm-hmm.
And I do have Excalibur.
No one in existence may lay claim to Excalibur more than once. When you received your blade, the true blade,
Yeah.
what happened to the other Excalibur? You ever even question?
Oh, things were kind of wacky, and then we came straight here. Why do you have Excalibur, though?
Because we have somewhere we have.
Put Excalibur back into the... So let me get this straight. The sword that she saw was that one.
If memory serves.
Is that why the other Merlin? He said I would need it. He didn't say what for. Son of a bitch.
When Mab weaves a web, is
So to save magic, I'm going to have to go to turn of the century here. Give them the sword. Is that what you're telling me? Or that's what you're not telling me?
That's definitely what I'm not telling you.
Son of a bitch. Well, I can't just let Kilgara die. I can't let magic stand still and possibly also die. Tangled webs. Tangled webs. God damn it, Mad.
He says, there are many paths, as your friend is finding out now. Millions and millions of strands, potentials that are pulled together with all the energy from all those potentials, you can create a near limitless source of energy. But you have to find a way to hold all that potential together. The linchpin. Something strong enough and inured enough in almost every mythology across every dimension that it exists. There are only a few things like that.
And Excalibur is one of them.
Excalibur in all its forms. Had we been able to catch High King David, we would have had the other one instead. But we can never catch him.
Where is David?
We don't know.
Where is David?
If we had been able to catch
Fair.
No.
Fair,
she says,
fair.
if we need to find him, we'll be able to find him once we have everything in place.
But first, we need to fix everything.
No. First, we must build this. We've already set the bricks in motion in the past. Mab set that up quite some time ago.
Okay.
When you saved this existence, this reality, it was not supposed to happen. The reason that this reality ends is to release its energies to restore the other realities in existence and stop the entropy from continuing to make them decay. Problem is, no one told us about it.
No.
And
Clearly.
the people with actual power here, we weren't going to let this stand. We made sure that you would have what you needed to be able to save us.
Okay.
And now, you're going to give us what we need to be able to make this the one and only true reality.
What happens to the others? Did the others just die?
I don't know if you can even consider it death. But I will tell you this, there is the only alternative is that device, she gestures out towards the telescope, where the telescope is, which is being held together, and she picks up the paper, because like Rosalind's kind of like standing over it. She just picks up the contract, and she's like, that this contract holds together. She sits back down. Until the final 4 pieces are in place, we must make sure that nothing can unravel what has been woven together. Because if it does, then all these machinations that we have created and made will be undone. Do you understand what that means?
Yeah.
All the changes we
Pretty
made
sure.
so that we would all live would be undone.
And we cease to exist. Yep. Nope. The maths. I got it.
Poor Rose right now has no idea what the fuck is
Rose
going
is like,
on.
if I pull this one and that one, no, that goes over there. Rose is like, this is like
She's
putting
not-
together a stereo.
She's not touching any of the
Oh, I
thread.
know.
I'm going to have to pull her out of that.
She says, I don't think it's going to hurt her. And I don't know how powerful she is. She might be able to gain some knowledge. She says, but I can tell you that she can absolutely destroy that. I was thinking about blasting her out of existence when she began trying to utilize her powers on it. And then I realized that if you had made it this far, she was supposed to come here. If you had this much knowledge, she is supposed to be here, and she is supposed to take whatever actions she is taking.
Rose,
I look over at Val, and I say, I hate this predestined shit.
You look over at Val, and Val's standing there, and she has an anathema in one hand, and her other hand has a bleeding open wound.
Oh no.
And Val says, if there were any other way to achieve anything like this, what would you have given to have found it? And Cece looks at her and she says, child, we have looked exhaustively across time and space. And it's not just the celestial chorus. All of us, all of the elders, understand what this is. We could not find another way. We had to go backwards in time to save ourselves. Because we ran out of time.
Bulgara said that we were out of time, that we had reached the appointed hour. Well,
that means
never
the
done
rest
this.
of this realm's magic is gone. All the magic that exists here now comes from the other realms.
Okay. Guess that means we're pulling a Doc Brown.
Let's
I don't
jump.
know if you get that reference or not.
Oh yeah. Rose,
Yes.
what are you doing as you're kind of analyzing this? And you're looking at this, and you can see the knot. You can feel
the chrysalis.
The chrysalis. Yes. Sorry.
She's gonna slowly press her palm against it, making sure not to move any of the threads. None of that.
You press your palm against it, and you feel cold radiating from it, to the point where you literally have to pull your hand back. And you know how when you get flash frostbite, your skin will turn red and black?
Yeah.
That's what happens to your hand.
Because she has some magic to do that, she'll warm up her hand, not causing any fire or anything. So her hand goes back to normal. And she'll tilt her head. It's cold. Is it Mab?
How are you going to determine if it's Mab or not?
Because I have the gift, I'm double checking. If I have enough, I can do it. I do have enough. Let me double check something.
Oh boy.
Names have power.
What was that?
Names have power. She has naming.
Gotcha. So what you can do with naming in this is if Mab is in there, because you don't have Mab's true name, of course.
I can find it out through naming, by the way.
Oh, I know. But if you were to use naming and you were to basically accuse whoever's in there of being this person, naming would be to tell if you're right or not.
So what I am doing is it's called the seining, which means I can determine the target's true name depending the sophistication of the object.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
All right.
And I have to accumulate a number of successes equal to the target's willpower times 3. And this is weird, so when this is going to pop off, I'm sorry, y'all are going to have to do that roll.
What do you mean we're going to do that roll?
For people to not stare at her.
Oh, that.
Oh, it's going to drop your seeming.
Yep. So I am going to roll this since it is Fae, so that is 5. I have 5 in Fae, 3 in naming. So here we go.
You know what the difficulty is?
What is it?
You know what it is.
Is it a 10?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's going to be a 9.
It's a
It's going to
9.
be a 9. Guys, I'm just burning shit up tonight, I guess.
Apparently. Damn.
Yeah, also this did cost me a point of glamour to use because it is a weird... Oh, fuck.
I don't know if I like the sound of that.
8 successes.
Jesus Christ.
I like the sound of that even better.
That's why I was like, oh, fuck. Making sure I'm reading these correctly.
Well, all right then. Damn.
Reach
for
out.
the
Go ahead.
other thing for the rest of y'all are gonna have to roll willpower difficulty 8. And if you fail, y'all are stuck like this for 7 rounds that you're gonna be stuck in a bit of awe.
Yeah. Quick question regarding the rolls. You said you're going to accumulate a number of successes equal to 3 times.
The willpower of the
So
target.
you don't have enough successes yet.
I'm gonna burn a willpower to have another automatic success.
You still don't have enough successes yet.
I question, because I have a glamour pool of 14.
Mm-hmm.
Can I push the glamour into this?
You can always spend glamour to bring down a target number.
Can I spend it to drop it down to 5?
That would mean you spend, because you spent the willpower to drop it to 9, you have to spend 4 glamour to drop
fine.
it down to 5.
That's fine.
Okay, you can do that.
I still have a pool of 9 left.
Okay.
Jesus.
Okay. Do 10s count as doubles?
Because you took it away from a 10, yes.
Cool. So that point, it'll be... So I have 9 successes with the 1 glamour spent, one thing spent. And then with 4 10s, it's a 13.
Still not enough successes.
I can't go any higher.
It's a prolonged roll. You don't just roll once.
Okay,
Oh.
let's do it again.
But
What do we have to roll to be able to look away?
Willpower.
Difficulty 8.
Willpower. Oh, okie doke. It's all 10 of the dice then.
You see that the CC, she's staring at her. The seeming drops. You see Rosaline in all their she splendor.
Yeah.
And
Oh, boy.
CC's eyes momentarily glaze over, and then they shake their head and shake it off.
Okay, let's roll again. Here we go.
see. What's the 10?
8.
8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, you don't have any problems.
Yeah, so those who do not know the audience, Rose in her full splendor, she's actually a lot taller than her usual form, and her hair reaches all the way to the floor, and it's an ivory color. The long black dress with the silver moons decorating throughout it, and it's glittering and sparkling. And granted, she's still missing an eye, but the eye is not that golden color. It's a beautiful silver that goes into like a moon shape.
Nice. How is Val doing with that?
Well, you got 5 successes.
Yeah.
So you don't even, you know this is what Rose looks like as a fae. You know that she is absolutely one of the, oh, sorry. I translated you into Val from the other game. Sorry about that. Hang on a second.
You know, how is my fiance doing?
Ooh, she pretty.
Well, they should be doing that no matter what, but
yeah.
You see for a moment, just like with with Cece, Val's eyes glass over like she's becoming entranced, and then she literally, you just see her like her hands are kind of crossed like this. You just see her pinch the shit out of her own arm, and then she shakes it off.
How's Basalt?
Huh?
How's Basalt?
Shit, I forgot about Basalt.
I'm sorry, Thea.
Motherfuck. Basalt is just like Sphinx or Emery's. Basalt's like, that's very pretty.
That's very pretty.
Basalt got 2 10s, 2 8s, and a 9.
I got 5. I got 5 more successes on my second roll.
You still don't have no successes.
So we're at 18 right now. How many more do I need?
Total is 30.
Let's go again. I'm gonna keep on doing this. Son of a bitch.
When you said 3 times, I was like, fuck.
That's what the fuck was for.
2, 4.
Oh, I didn't know I said it out loud.
6,
I think you did.
8, 9. 9 more successes. Where am I at now?
27.
27.
You only need 3 more.
By the way, I have spent 4 more glamour out of this.
Oh, shit.
Because I have to spend it every time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're keeping the TN at 5.
Yep.
You also have to spend the willpower every time, too, then.
That's fine.
Right.
I'm still good. By the way, 4 more successes.
That is more than enough.
All right, so we are down to a glamour pool of...
About 6.
Yep.
And you're down 3 willpower?
Yep.
Woogity, woogity.
Woogity, woogity. Whew.
Damn.
Rose, this is the most difficult thing you have ever achieved with magic.
In my life, I know.
You keep on fighting and fighting and fighting through all these veils of power and concealment, through all these layers of illusion, through these layers of just pure darkness and fear. And you finally break through. And sitting, you are now in a cold, empty room. And on the far side of the room, you can see that there is a throne made of ice.
Of course it is.
But there's no one sitting in it.
She'll slowly walk up towards the throne.
You hear whimpering.
She'll look to see where it's coming from.
Behind the throne, there is a little girl sitting. She is got her knees pulled up to her chest. She's leaning back on the ice throne, but she doesn't seem to have any ill effects from it. She has long black hair that just cascades down around her face. She's wearing like a dirty shirt, as like as a dress.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big peasant shirt, so it's got the things. And as you come walking in the corner, she looks up at you, and you see Daisy, you see Mab, both in her face.
It's my child's true name, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
She will crouch down to the little girl's level,
Mm-hmm.
hold her hand out.
The little girl just takes your hand immediately. Her hand is ice.
She'll pull in the little girl for a very tight hug.
Mm-hmm.
You had to been very scared, Orlis.
She says, I'm not scared. Sad.
Why are you sad, sweetheart?
She looks up at you and she's got this tear streaming down her eyes. Because I've had to do so many bad things.
I know. And we have a big mess that we gotta fix, sweetheart. What you did,
we can't fix it.
she will cup her cheeks. Everything, baby, anything can be fixed.
If we fix it, die. We don't even. If we fix it, we're nothing.
Do you remember one of the very first lessons I told you? Fate is never set in stone.
Smiles and she says, I love you very much. This isn't fate.
We can still change it.
And she goes from like trying to standing up much straighter, and you see Mab's features bleeding more than Daisy's, and you hear like strength come into her voice. And she says, you need to understand, Countess. I have spent centuries building this web, putting all these pieces.
For what?
To save us.
From what?
Annihilation.
From
this world
what?
wasn't supposed to survive. You weren't supposed to beat the nothing.
Yeah, you didn't account for that now, did you?
No, we did. We bent the laws and the rules so you could beat the...
We? Who is we?
Well, me most.
No.
And
Who
all
is
the people
we?
I manipulated to get what I want. Over a century.
Mab?
Yes. And she says, yes, mother?
People are still going to die if we don't fix this.
A few trifling souls versus the entire existence. Everything in this reality that's just going to be used to feed the other realities. Why do they get the right to live? Why do they get the right to stay?
And us Fae are dying?
Doesn't have to be.
Mab?
We can be the primary reality.
No.
We can absorb all the other realities.
No.
And then we can set the rules for the world.
Orlith O'Shea, sit your ass down now.
Ooh.
Daisy's face suddenly flashes back up and she sits down.
No. If
And
we
she looks-
take a... There is a balance. There has to be a balance. For us to take over and absorb every other reality, that is not a balance. That is a tipping scale.
Daisy looks at you and she says, It is going to be balanced, Mother. It's going to be balanced. We're going to make it balanced. One world can still be balanced.
But all of the other realities, the dreaming, the Umbra, the
They
Abyss.
were going to kill us. They were going to end us. This is
What?
war.
The other realms?
Yes.
Did you know all of our realms are intertwined with one another?
Yes.
That's how it's supposed to be.
That's why we can absorb them, because we're
No.
so intermeshed.
No. Because if you absorb them, what will happen to the spirits? The spirits of nature, the spirits of creativity, the spirits of whatever the worm or the weaver or whatever the hell that is.
They'll be
What's
here,
gonna happen?
being
No.
what they were.
No. I did not teach you to think like this. That is Mab talking. I have taught you to be a caring person about everyone else.
She stands up.
And yet,
She stands up, and she's still little kid height.
I did not say you could stand back up. Sit back down.
She turns and she begins walking around the throne.
Orlis,
She comes around the other side of the throne, and she is adult Daisy in her armor. And she looks at you. And actually, she's in her armor. She's wearing her helmet and everything. And she takes off her helmet, and you see that the exact opposite eye to yours has been removed. There's no scar. And
What?
there's a hag's eye in it.
what deal did you make?
She says, I didn't make a deal, Mother. I took it.
You stole it.
No, Mother. I took it.
You took a deal.
No. I took everything that the hag was. I took it.
Your father should be so disappointed.
Mother, we're trying to save my father. Do you know where Finn is?
Where did you put him?
I didn't put him, Mother. He fell there. I had to go risk my people and fight our way down to save him. He fell in the nightmare pit, Mother. How you let him do this to himself, I have no idea.
I didn't let him.
All I know is I felt his mind reach out to me. I instinctively just reached back. And I felt myself draw him through.
So, you said you've been manipulating this the entire time. Right?
She's mad.
The Nefandi, Kilgara, possessing my husband. All of it was you.
Yes.
You told the Nefandi to get obsessed with me?
No, sweetie. I just assigned the Mefandi to harry and harass you and possibly do things that would slow you down a little bit. Instead, he became obsessed with you, but I knew you would be able to handle him. And his obsession made it even a more sellable point. He still is obsessed with you.
So he's still around.
Oh, yes.
Oh, on the other side, Rose is snapping her fingers and the blade is appearing in her hand.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all just see blood rolling down her arm because of how tight she's gripping to her nails digging in. And you just see her teeth gritting and just anger crossing all of her features.
What is happening? Oh,
Slow motion. That was brilliant, by the way.
Back in the brain space, you want to absorb everything to save our kind. No one else.
No, to save all of this reality. We'll save Arcadia. We'll save the Umbra here. We'll save the deep dreaming here. We'll save all of it here. Here, here, here. Save everything they were going to take away to make sure that they all got to stay.
I'm going to do a roll.
Okay, what you going to do?
I am going to roll a empathy roll.
Empathy, interesting.
Yes. We're going to do a wits empathy.
Okay.
To figure out exactly what is going on with this, because Rose is getting frustrated because this does not make sense. This sounds like the ramblings of a mad person.
Okay. Roll.
Cool. What is the difficulty?
Probably a 9.
That's fine. And the fact is, the mad person is talking through her fucking child. Is just, giving her the ick.
The icky ick.
2, 3, 4 successes.
4 successes. From what you can make out of what they're saying, somehow, when you went to face the nothing, the correct outcome was for the nothing to have destroyed this reality.
Correct.
So that this reality's energies would have been siphoned off into all the other realities that exist to stop entropy that is causing basically all realities to collapse in on themselves. Happening slowly, but it's happening. So this reality, for whatever reason, was chosen to be the one. And that's what you guys somehow averted.
By therapizing the nothing.
But what Mab is saying is that she somehow figured this out over a century ago. And she began changing things subtly and slightly to begin making it possible for you all to beat the nothing.
Yes, but that doesn't explain the here and now.
Mab knew that whatever she was doing, she was going to pay a price for. So she made a counter when she had to pay the price.
We're in that moment.
Yep. She had bound herself to Daisy. When Daisy was born, she was 100% Fae. Over time, because she was in reality, she had to be somehow become immortal. Because she had to have that duality to exist. Mab found her own mortality to Daisy, allowing Daisy to exist in this realm. And then Mab went to find David with you all. And he killed her. and her seeming returned to its mortal host. It was now Daisy. Two seemings can occupy one body.
Yep.
So there was.
So this is when Rose was still carrying
Mm-hmm.
and didn't know at the time.
Yep. And so Mab and Daisy are one.
This is the reincarnation.
Eh.
Ish.
Remember, Daisy is Faye Jesus.
Can we not this again?
The Faesiah.
Yeah. But Mab is the queen of air and darkness. And she is now, her seeming and Daisy seeming are now intertwined. It was the overall, there was two big costs that Mab knew there was two big costs, two things that were going to happen. Mab was going to die. Mab knew Mab was going to die.
Mm-hmm.
And Mab was going to be
Irrecoverably?
Yeah, thank you very much. Changed.
You're welcome.
From this point on. It was literally meant the end of the Queen of Air and Darkness. She's no longer the Queen of Air and Darkness in her incarnation with Daisy.
So Rose is just going to look at Mab. So what's going to happen when I move that box?
This is the box when you move it to your balefire.
Mm-hmm.
The magics are going to be solidified. The knot will be near unbreakable.
And things will stabilize?
Yes. Also, the last three pieces to the puzzle will need to be found.
Which is either fallen mummies or wraiths.
Mab looks
Correct.
confused. Says the fallen are not of this realm.
They're
of hell.
No, they're not.
Oh wait, sorry, the fallen. My brain. But she says the fallen are not of this realm. She says the mummies are outside of this realm.
So we're going to have to do the race.
Immortal. And the race have already been through this realm. 3 mortals must
So we're going to
be
have to
found
sacrifice 3 mortals.
who will willingly save all of us by entering the box. It cannot be forced, cannot be lied to. They cannot be coerced. They must be given the reality of the situation and they must choose.
This is banal.
Mab looks at you and she says, "What would you rather have?" Daisy can't even save herself from what will happen.
Does it have to be 3 mortals?
3 mortals. They're the last piece. They're the binding which binds everything back to this reality.
She motions to her eye. This won't work.
No.
I better be going back before they start freaking out on the other side.
Mab says, "You will be given time when you get the box back." And she turns back into Daisy. Says, And when you get the box back home,
Yeah.
you can open a path to Arcadia.
She'll give her daughter a hug, and there are tears streaking down her face, knowing she's about to commit a big sin for this. She'll kiss the top of her daughter's head and pull herself out. And Rose is just, tears are just rolling down.
Rose?
Yeah.
Your seeming is showing.
Sorry. She'll clap her hands and it'll mask back up.
The Celestial Chorus is still sitting at the desk, and she says, "Is everything in order?"
Yeah.
What did you
We
see?
bought a little more time.
She nods. Then my part in all this is finally done.
She'll look at Emery's. I saw my daughter.
Daisy's okay then.
She's fine. Mab is a part of her and she is a part of Mab.
That is.
Mab knew she was going to die, and Mab's mortal part is now Daisy's mortal stability.
Glances at Cece. The
I
web.
had nothing to do with that.
That was the cost she had to pay for us to beat the nothing. However, in order for things to stabilize, the final three have to be willing mortals.
Oh, I hate that.
And she wasn't lying about it. And they cannot be lied to. They have to know exactly what is going on. And they will have to be consenting to do so. And they will be trapped in that box forever. And if we don't do this, that knot's going to unravel. That knot in that contract where it ties everything together to make sure nothing falls apart. The moment that knot unravels, everything ceases to exist.
He looks at Cece again. The web.
Think of it as taking all the webs from a lot of dimensions and weaving them all together and tying it into a knot.
Think of it as a tapestry.
And then taking a magical sword and putting it through the middle of the knot.
There was no sword.
That holds it in place.
There was no sword.
I did say that whatever you were looking for was inside the knot.
Yeah.
The sword is inside the knot.
But also the chrysalis is inside of there too, but you know what I mean. We only have enough time from the moment we get that box to my house.
To win.
I don't know how much time we have after that.
Cece says, because of what Mab did and the changes she made, we now walk on uncharted territory.
As the fate is not set in stone.
We are our own reality. We are a first. We have complete control over our destiny.
Just have to, kill a bunch of other universes to survive.
We have to make things stable. Entropy was going to tear everything.
Yeah.
So it was either all of us, most of us. Oh, I hate this. I hate this so much.
Yeah, and my husband may have more PTSD now, so that's going to be another thing, because where they
That's
found
right.
Finn,
Where
he was put into a nightmare dimension. Which changeling, we can have things associated with nightmares if we don't do things accordingly as what we're supposed to. So if I ignored that whole knot and not go in further like I did, I would have been leaning towards that way. So we're going to have to find 3 willing humans, non-magical humans,
sure.
that'll be willing to go into a box.
Looks at CC. Is this before or after I travel back in time and put the sword in the damn box?
After. Without
Wait.
your trip, this doesn't happen.
Are you that crazy doc in that one movie now?
Apparently. Because apparently the me that was in that picture is in fact me.
So I was right.
And she holds up the sword that's sitting on the desk again, and you were carrying this.
Yeah. Rose is just slowly wiping the tears, and she's moving up the eye patch a little just to get the tears from underneath the eye patch. That was hard seeing my baby.
Emrys will slowly walk over to Val and will just plonk his head onto her shoulder.
Cute. Do you want to text the others to meet him at my house?
Which one? At Rose Red or your apartment?
Rose Red.
Yeah. Give me a moment. I need.
You need a minute. I know. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna. Rose is just leaving the room.
Mm-hmm. As you were walking out of the room, you see. Oh my god, I forgot her name.
Molly.
See Molly walking towards you.
Yes, Molly.
Everything's ready to open the trod.
We'll be ready to go in about a couple minutes.
She nods, and she says, "You know?"
I know.
She says, she looks at you and she says, I want you to understand what I'm about to say.
Molly.
I want you to understand it.
Okay.
I want out of the cycle.
May I ask why?
I've made it to Bedlam. 4 incarnations that lived 4 times. I had my seeming buried.
You're tired.
Every time it took longer for me to.
Okay. Are you sure this is what you want?
But it has to be done a certain way.
I know.
Because once it's done,
There's no coming back.
And I will be the first mortal.
Yep. And the way you're gonna have to do it is through a banal way.
No act.
I know.
She says, I could see Arcadia. The telescope works for that.
Yeah.
It's almost completely destroyed.
Yeah.
There is nothing but nightmares roaming the land.
Yeah. That's what we were fighting this entire time.
And he has the throne only because...
Easy.
Sorry, Daisy. Sorry. Damn, it's confusing kids. Sorry. Daisy,
Too many daughters.
Yeah, too many daughters. Daisy has the throne because she's the only one who's been able to put up a resistance.
Yeah.
But every day there, more of them fall. Every time they fall, a new nightmare arises.
No.
Yep. Rose will walk up to Molly. Grab her hands. This is going to be hard. This is the second one I've had to say goodbye to.
She says, yes. And your father?
You'll be with Liam.
I know. But never mind. He went quietly, the way a lot of us do, reveling in memories for as long as possible.
Yeah.
Not me.
No, you're too stubborn for that shit.
I'm too.
You are too, Molly.
I'm gonna go out in a blaze of glory and help save the world.
Yeah, you are.
And she looks out and she puts a hand on your cheek and she says, it's one. That's all. Not much that I can give you, but it's a step.
Yeah. She'll lean down and press a kiss to Molly's forehead. And she says, I release you from your oath.
Molly actually does stagger. And she says, looks at you, and she says, I'll make the arrangements.
Yeah.
I won't do it in your freehold, of course.
I know.
But I'll need to be brought to the box afterward.
I know.
I'll call you when it's going to happen.
Okay.
Everything's ready for the transportation. When you wish, we will open the truck.
Let me go check on the other two, and then we'll go.
The salt is standing right behind you.
She'll turn around as she's heading and just smack right into him.
The salt's looks down at you, and he instantly crouches down. And literally, all he has to do to become eye level with you is crouch.
I know.
He crouches down, and he looks at you, and he says, are you all right?
Sometimes you just have to let your people do what they want to do.
He says, confusing.
Despite me not wanting her to do it, I'm not that selfish. As much as I want to, I can't afford to be right now.
He says, Salt says, none of us can.
No. Sometimes, as even me as a countess with a heavy crown on my head, sometimes making the hard decisions and allowing your people do what they need to do is the answer. And not ordering them to not do it.
Salt kind of like, he does get that kind of wry smile, and he says, as much as I love my captain, if I really thought I had the best way,
You still do it anyway.
of course, I love.
And I'm letting her do it because I love her.
And he kind of like, he gets really, like his eyes just are full of sorrow. And they're welling up with tears, and he looks down at you and he says, I don't know if what we're doing is right.
I don't either.
I am not smart. I don't know what to do.
My priority is stabilizing the mess that she made.
If you can explain it to me in a way I might be able to understand, I would love to know what's going on.
So Rose will explain it
Yeah.
in very simplistic terms.
Gotcha.
Because she's used to like teaching art and everything, so she can actually explain things in simplistic manners. So she explains it in a way that Basalt will be able to understand.
Gotcha.
As they're heading back towards the office.
Gotcha. And Emery's, you were still back in the office, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cece stands up and she looks at you and she says, what we're going to do is going to be painful.
Emers's face is still in Val's shoulder, and he just gives a ha.
And she says, but we've already made preparations. She says,
He lifts his head, and there are tears streaming down his face, and just kind of looks up at the ceiling, because of course you did.
because we were told we would have to.
And who told you this?
Map.
Was it me? No.
No, it was Map.
Okay. I'm very glad it wasn't me.
He says, we have examined Mab's explanation of what she did. We have examined Mab's explanation of why. The only thing we know for sure is that her description is accurate and fits with the cosmological model, because everything decays.
Such is the way of entropy.
And once we hit that point of no return, there was not going to be a way to save everything.
But we can at least save one.
If they had destroyed our little reality and used it to fuel themselves, it would have just bought them time. Entropy may even eventually catch up with the main reality.
It always does.
But we will have bought enough time that we may even learn how to counter entropy. And we will have bought ourselves enough power that we may have the power to counter entropy.
Entropy is just another word for change. Change is the only constant in the universe.
No, destruction is another word for change. Entropy is an ending.
Agree to disagree, but I see what you're saying.
Rose is gonna knock on the door.
Come in.
We don't want any Amway.
We don't want any Amway.
We need to go.
And Cece looks at
Need to
you,
do a lot
Emery.
of things.
Yeah. Cece looks at you, Emery's, and says, "We can do this at any time from this point out, as long as we do it before
We get the 3. We already have 1.
Emerus frowns and turns to Rose. What do you mean we already have 1?
Rose's eye is bright red from crying.
Thinks you're seeing the glow come from the hag's eye still. Again, I should say. As you look at her, Cece says, Molly is in decline. She has done everything she can think of to stave it off.
Molly.
According to Molly, she has been through this cycle numerous times. And it's always ended the same way. She declines.
She goes into the forgetting.
And she feels... She does not feel that she ever wants to go through it again.
She's gonna make herself mortal.
She's volunteered to be the first.
Yeah. And she's been released of any oath that she has under me.
And she says, from what Molly told me, even if she ends her seeming, that as long as the bloodline of the mortal hosts continues, there is a small chance she could come back.
We have to kill the seeming.
And we have to remove the host.
Okay.
Granted, I figured out a lot of answers while I was down there, so a good chunk of my laundry list is now gone.
Well, that's good at least. That's
It still hasn't solved.
Something.
It still hasn't solved the sins of Mark, but you know.
Cece says,
Ma'am,
if it's any consolation, Mark will be on one of the other reactors.
That sneaky bastard.
explains why no one could find him.
Yeah. Basalt understands what's going on.
Okay.
So we have 2 more we need to find. You need to go back in time.
And put the sword into the contract.
And then we're going to have to explain it to Pandora, Bay, and I think the one that we're going to have the hardest time with is, she looks at Basalt, no offense, Fia.
Basalt
I
says,
don't know that she will be that difficult, or that he will be that difficult to explain it to.
explain it to. Basalt says, explain it to. No.
Doing the action, yes.
To accepting it. Yeah, probably. I'm still having trouble with that myself.
Also, Rose just sits there for a minute. Oh,
What?
do you think Bay might volunteer? Because
No.
the whole martyr
Under
complex.
no circumstance are we letting Bay do this.
So in that case, I can do anything Faye related to make sure she doesn't do it.
I still want us to be very respectful of Bay and her allergies around us.
Basalt's hand comes over your shoulder, Rose, because like he's kind of he's still taking that position behind you, and like his hand just dwarfs your little shoulder.
He's my little buddy. He's my buddy now.
And
He's my buddy.
He kind of like, and you just hear his voice. He's like, "Are you still going to try and force people to do something?"
I mean, Rose is just going to look at Emery's. If Bay wants to do it, we're not going to stop her.
Fuck.
And Basalt looks at Emery's and says, "Emery's, if she intends to do it, do you think you can stop her?
No.
And do you think she'd forgive you if you did?"
No.
We're not going to tell Alfred anything because I can't lose anybody else.
Alfred's gonna have a lot of questions.
Actually, I don't think Alfred would understand half of what any of this is. No, he would. He would. He's dealt with me my entire life. No. I'm just going to have him do ignorance is bliss right now. But if he finds out, I'm not going to argue with it.
If he finds out, he finds out.
She'll just give a little squeeze on Basalt's hand over her shoulder that he's still holding. Just give it a little squeeze. She's still feeling big emotions because she's not allowed to hide said emotions.
Yep.
So let's go through the trod.
Go through the trod.
I'm looking forward to seeing your deep umbra.
It'll be fun. It's very colorful and bright.
Like, too bad I'm colorblind. He goes walking off.
Wait.
That's disappointing.
Oh, you know what? We'll do a painting lesson at some point. I have a way that we can just label the colors and stuff, and you can still paint. And that's what Rose is saying.
Gonna do paint by numbers with Basalt.
Yes.
I look over at Cece, and there is a resigned anger.
Cece looks at you and she says, "Aside from your trip you have to take, we have however much time. Try and find a way out."
And we do. I'm going to try.
The council, bound by their rule, if the council is the ones condoning this, then fuck the council. And fuck the rule.
And Emrys kind of like eyes goes wide. Like kind of like does the Sam Jackson. And he does like the pearl clutch. Easy.
Says, Memories, I don't think I could do it anymore.
I think we are of the same mind.
Gotta be something. Some way. Doesn't require a reality to end or one reality to only exist.
Agree. So we find a way. And he will extend his hand to her. I think for the first time, really.
Mm-hmm. He'll take
We
his
find
hand.
a way.
Takes your hand. And she shakes it once. She says, "You know, I wanted to live to retirement. I think you'd be a cute old man."
Huh. I've been told I'll be a silver fox.
Y'all are so cute. Y'all are so cute.
Basalt says, "I'm just gonna carry her over here."
Oh, is he just gonna scoop her up?
Yeah, because Rose is like a crying mass now.
Oh yeah, poor spare rib is probably getting held at the moment too. Because
Emrys
Rose
looks
is holding
over.
spare rib.
Yep, Sparrow is in his
Emrys looks over
teeny
at
tiny form.
Val.
Mm-hmm.
Emrys will look at Val and we'll just say, "Do I even have to ask if you're in?"
She looks at you and she says, "On finding a solution, I'm
Yeah.
in."
Do y'all want me to marry you right now? I can marry y'all right now.
Penny's not here. Penny has to be involved, and so does Tati.
Can we
We
do the
can't- we
time
get-
of face thing?
Time of face.
No, they have to be in person. Otherwise, they will both have each of my lungs.
Okay, when we get to the house, I'll have Rose Red teleport him.
Okay. They will have questions, but okay.
Rose is just irrationally thinking right now because emotions, but
Yep.
We're gonna figure this out.
we'll figure it out.
So, are you guys gonna head towards the Trod?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And CC, as
Rose
you guys
is
are
like-
walking out,
I'll have to go first.
yeah, CC walks along with you, and you see now that the box is basically Molly is kind of standing behind it, and she has her hands out like this, and the box is like floating between her hands, but not touching either one. And there's this like greenish purplish light that's going between her hands and the box. And she's just basically just like, she says, I'm going to just follow you, talking to Rose. She says, with this, she says, I'm going to stay with the nice shot of you. She says, I suggest the next person follows me and we go single file through this. Keep the person ahead of you in sight at all times. Don't look backwards.
This is like, the one musical with Eurydice, Don't Look Back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Eurydice and Orpheus. Yeah.
All right. Rose gathers herself up. It takes her a minute to calm her emotions a little bit.
You see that two of her assistants, the two of the Wilder, they are kind of like, they're standing each to one side, and there is a circle on the ground that's delineated by a bunch of crystals that have been laid out. And there's a chalk line going under that was drawn first, and the crystals are placed around it. And they're kneeling on either side of it, and they
Mhm.
look at you. When you're ready, Miss.
Rose steps through.
As you step
Hermes
into the
reaches
circle,
into his coat and pulls out his staff. It's like, if we're doing this, I'm doing this officially.
so you step through. You're again in that sphere of wild, just untamed anarchy. But there's splashes of color. Things come into existence and disappear. Things shout out to you in languages you don't understand. All kinds of enticements, all kinds of terrors, all just moving around. And through it all, there is a silver path.
Rose is just gonna walk. Though she is humming one song.
Mm-hmm.
Making my way downtown,
Oh,
walking
God.
fast, and then a homebound.
So, unlike most trods, you don't move far. You figure you walk about the length of a city block,
Oh, that's nice.
and you come up to a set of doors.
She'll push him open.
As you push them open, as you go to push them open, you feel a resistance, and you can feel Rose Red's presence on the other side.
Rose, it's me.
It's like, oh, sorry.
We
Is it-
have guests.
Okay. Did you wanna come out in the snow?
In the house.
Okay, where? Just in the natural
Balefire. Balefire.
Oh, okay. That'll be really easy then. Okay, go ahead.
She'll push open the doors.
The doors swing open, and you're in your basement. The balefire is there. Spare Rib just jumps down out of your arms and just goes running over the balefire and lays down.
Good spare rib. Good spare rib.
Oh, thank you very much for the raid, Dummies and Dice Rolls. How you doing?
Hello, Vex. That's Vex's group.
Yep. Hi, Vex. They're sitting there and they're laying their head down. Devin the dogs, thank you so much for the follow. They are looking at you, and this is Spare Rib, by the way. They're looking at you, and their eyes are probably the most human you have ever seen them.
Oh.
As they look at you, and you can see that there's sadness there. Disappointment.
Why disappointment?
Are you trying to talk to Spare Rib?
Yeah.
Spare Rib sits up. He looks at you. Does that dog thing of cocking his head.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, the mistress will end innocence. And dreamers, immortals of mistress will end so many of. I was born of the mind of a child.
Yeah, you were.
And be the bestest.
Yeah, you were. And you are the bestest boy.
Not be the bestest boy in that world. Not
The one-
knowing where it comes from.
The one we're trying to fix.
One you're choosing.
Should I have undone the threads?
Mistress, I am a dog. I
You're a dragon dog.
cannot. I was made this way, and I will be this way, or is how I was made. Only judge things, because I can only judge things from the point of view the goodest.
So what we are doing is wrong.
I don't think you ever questioned that.
No. We're having to make a very hard choice.
I am but a dog.
I know.
Do not make choices. I am just a dog.
You are just dog. You're a good boy. And she'll kiss the top of Spare Rib's head.
And he does the thing where he kind of chuffs. He goes back to the balefire. He turns around 3 times and he lays back down.
Rose sits in front of the balefire because that is a way for me to restore glamour.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the first time she's been down in this basement in a very long time. The bed is probably still down there. The table where the golem once sat.
Right.
I will tell you this. When you actually turn and regard the balefire,
Mm-hmm.
and you just go to sit in front of it,
Yeah.
as you open yourself up to allow the energies to flow into you from the balefire,
Mm-hmm.
I want you to think about what type of memories you would have of Arcadia, because they all come back.
Oh.
11 years of fighting. 11 years of first fighting a war against the she nobles there, and then fighting a war against the nightmares as they grew and grew in number.
Rose sits there, and this is a way that I'm going to explain it. There is, with PTSD, there is the freeze moment where you're just sitting there and everything is in a paralysis state, and that you feel like you can't do anything, you can't move, and it's like reliving that trauma over and over again, and you just, it's not, she's in that state, and then at that moment, the room starts getting uncomfortably hot. Like a hot summer wind that is excruciating. And y'all can smell like something's burning as her fingers start crackling with fire as she's just sitting there. And at that point, the eye patch burns away and blood comes out of the eye, the hag's eye, and the scar is burning once again as she is sitting
When
there.
the eye patch burns away finally, the hag's eye is fucking 11,000 lumens bright.
The room is in a golden glow.
And when the hag's eye is uncovered, you can see all the threads here in this space. You can see them going to the box. You can see all this as if you were still trying to separate the sword from the contract.
She will note that, but
And
once
you know one thing?
Mhm.
If you can find your shears, you can cut.
She will look for the shears.
You can see the shears in your mind's eye.
They're not here.
Yeah,
They
they're,
aren't.
they're black metal. They're ancient. Their blades are chipped and worn.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that there are 3 sets of those shears.
Mm-hmm.
You can see 3 different hands that wield them. All old and leathery.
The hags. As Rose is also still reliving all of this, there is a long. In the way I can explain this is, in the movies, the long grieving wail that mothers tend to have. That's all you hear.
I feel like we would probably come in from the
Trot.
trot, probably hearing that.
Yeah, that's basically what greets you as you walk in off the trod.
Yeah,
Molly was
as we
right
walk in,
behind you, so she instantly puts the box down by the balefire and comes over and she's trying to shake you out of it, saying Rose, Rose, and shaking basically, and that's kind of what you walk into, Emery's.
As I'm singing, hey, the big artiste, what's on your master? Oh no.
Rose starts shaking out of it, and it's one of those she's having to restrain herself from physically reacting.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you don't mess with somebody when they're in that state, you just don't. And it takes every ounce of her, and she takes a deep breath.
Molly, back away, Molly, back away.
I'm not gonna hurt her. I need to find the shears.
Molly looks at you confused, and then she looks at you, and she sees you, and she sees the eye.
Surprise.
And she falls on her ass and crab crawls away from you.
Molly?
She looks at you and she says, "You killed one of the sisters."
Rose does not remember that.
You don't even remember seeing the hag. Ever, or making a deal with a hag.
I don't remember.
Molly points at you and says, "The only way you could have gotten her eye is if you killed her."
I don't, Molly, I don't remember this.
If the shears aren't with you, they're in Arcadia.
Okay.
And they're at the hag's hut.
Daisy.
With the hags.
Daisy has one of the eyes.
Daisy has it,
Yeah.
And as I said, Daisy looks like she intentionally removed her eye.
Daisy did it on purpose.
You don't remember.
I don't remember mine at all. From what Aiden told me after, he's like, they just found me unconscious and barely hanging on to life.
It was against one of the bigger fights with the nightmares.
And it was during a fight with the nightmares, and I already had this eye in.
Looks at Rose, looks at Val. This day just keeps getting more and more interesting.
more and more
And then looks
confusing.
up at the ceiling. Hi, Rose Red. Thanks for the entry. This is Val.
Gotcha. A dry erase board on a little tripod pops up,
Yep, there it is.
and it says, "Hi, Emery's. Hi, Val. You're very pretty."
That's Rose. It's the house.
Rose
The house is
Red.
alive. Rose Red. It's the house. It's alive.
Hold
She's
on.
alive.
Emery's, do I still need to teleport your aunt and Penny here or no?
Do you still want to?
You know what? No, because Penny will probably have a meltdown if she gets dragged into another thing.
Yeah, let's not drag her into another thing right now.
Actually, Rose Red, can you teleport Tuck here?
Rose said, "Tuck's here."
He told me he left that. Can you please bring him in here?
Tuck appears in front of you, wet and naked. And he's
Not
like,
surprised.
and this crap again. He's like,
Rose Red,
"I already told
give him
ya."
clothes.
he's like a robe just pops over him. He's like, "I already told ya. I promised Finn I wouldn't."
Rose looks like an absolute fucking mess as she's just sitting on the
Tuck looks
floor.
at you, he's like, "Oh fuck, what happened now?"
What hasn't?
Fuck.
Yeah, and of course there's like blood going down one side of her face.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a time. Yeah, I just found out I killed a hag, and I never knew that I did.
He's like, hags are the only real thing that are actually supposed to be immortal.
So I'm immortal now.
Does that make you a hag?
Oh, you missed quite a few things. There was an Oni that tried to destroy the art shop.
The fuck is an Oni doing here?
I don't know. High Queen Fairlith said that I went missing weeks before that I did, when I didn't. High King David's missing again. All of this is Mab's doing.
Well, that doesn't shock me at all.
No, and we're gonna have to fix things, and we're gonna have to have 3 willing mortals go into a box.
Oh,
Actually,
cardboard
CC
or
back there. That box. CC thinks that we can find a way around it. So we're gonna try and find a way around it.
That might be the shears, because there's 3 of them.
Cool. Let's find the shears and find a fucking way around this.
I may have to cut the threads. So that's another option.
Okay, that's an option we'll discuss. That's an option on the table. We'll talk about it. We'll see. We'll look at all the angles. We'll figure shit out.
But first, I need a fucking drink. Rosemary, can I have a bottle of wine?
Bottle of red wine just pops up on the table, on the counter.
She just pops it open and just drinks straight from the bottle.
Oh, no, it's on. It pops on the. I forgot you're downstairs. It pops up on the mantle of the fireplace. Then.
Yeah, she'll take it, pop it open, and drink straight from the bottle.
And Tuck kind of walks over to you, Emery's, and he leans forward. And he's like, "Can you please clue me in on what the fuck's going on?"
Rose just did.
You might want to get some clothes on first. It's going to be a bit of a story.
All right. And he goes walking off towards the ramshackled elevator. I think that's a good place to stop.
Yeah,
I think it is.
Because I think we're going to have to take a trip into Arcadia, guys. Oh, God, you're all going to come into Arcadia.
Holy shit.
Remember, this is all tying together what's going to happen to Bay and what's going to happen to the other crew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we won't know anything for another 2 weeks.
Yep.
Oh, God.
Yep.
We got a lot accomplished, guys. I wiped off half my laundry list because it all got answered in that scene with my kid.
Good scene, by the way.
I cried.
Very good scene.
I know you did.
Cried. That was the first time I cried in a very long time for this game.
Yep.
Woof.
I really was worried about playing with that aspect of Daisy. When I was giving you the clues that Mab had done something to her or with her, I was kind of feeling it out. And I was like, because I knew what Mab had been doing the entire time, of course.
Yes.
And so I had been figuring that Mab would try and have a safety out for her. But I also knew that Mab would have done this regardless if she had a safety out or not.
Yeah. Well, Rose is not mad. She's mad, but not mad, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Mab also has... Mab herself, in this, has ways of removing banality from herself. Yeah. And so she does things that are fucking banal as shit. And then cleanses herself for the banality.
Yeah, which Rose is going to have to learn how to do. So that's going to be a thing.
Yeah. That's why Mab is terrifying.
Yep.
Because she can do horrific shit. Yeah.
Surprise, Ray. I love the fact when I'm like, hey, I have enough dots in naming to find out the thing. And you're like, God damn it.
No. That was perfect. Actually, that was perfect because it lined right up. Because it was going to get revealed, like, probably if they didn't get revealed this game, it was going to get revealed the next game that you were all together. But that was perfect because it fit right in with the story as we were going through it, and it fit right in with the character background and everything. And then Emery's, I am so sorry that it was you, but it was always you the entire time.
I love that Rose. I love Rose at the end. It's like, so I was right.
It was Emerus all along.
Did you like the whole what's happening now is affecting then?
Then yeah, it's like fucking time travel bullshit.
I was sitting there going, we're fucking entering into Spaceballs.
No, this is now. What about then? Then is caught up to now.
God.
What's happening now is happening now. But whatever happened to then? It's now.
It's always now.
All right. So let these wonderful people who I just spent a long time torturing tell you where you can find them on the massive interwebs. Sphinx, why don't you lead off here and tell folks where they can find you?
Hello, everyone. I am Sphinx Sakasha, your Crit Award nominated champion of bards. You can find me every Tuesday and Wednesday right here with Dinner in a Game. Tuesday playing this lovely game with these lovely people, plus more lovely people who are all going to be doing their own things in the next couple of weeks, and I'm super excited for that. And then on Wednesdays for Kingdoms of Mists, where I play Valestein O'Call, the Kalishtar College of Swords Bard and Shadow Soul Sorcerer with 3 souls for the price of 2. Every Tuesday, every Thursday except for this Thursday. Actually, there's maybe 4 Thursdays left of this after this Thursday. You can find me on Grim Songbird's channel playing The Blank Page, where the concept is my character has amnesia. I'm given a character sheet with only the base stats and no other information, and we spend the game recovering from amnesia and figuring out who the hell I am. As of right now, I am a Warforged chaos magic sorcerer named Echo, who also has the soul of a devil from one of the hells inside of him.
That's fun.
Who's trying very hard to be a good person. And so the 2 souls are in fact merging into one. It's a great time. There was so much lore that was dropped and so many reveals during the last episode. It will take me an entire day to go through it all. So I'll just say, tune in, check the VODs out on Grim Songbird's YouTube channel. It is amazing.
I just want to ask you one thing. When the souls are merging, does that cause cramps?
It causes growing pains. His body is changing as a result of he's started to grow horns. He's a little bit bigger now.
Oh shit!
He's starting to grow a tail. And for a Warforged,
that's weird.
Right? He also has a version of lycanthropy where he basically hulks out and turns into like a hulked out Warforged demon person, and it is awesome. So check that out. on this Friday on ADH Adventures for the last time.
I know.
You can catch me running Agents of the Circle as I take us through our series finale. 6 years in the making, and it has all come down to this. They've saved the world. They've defeated the great darkness. Now we get to find out what happens next. And please tune in. There's going to be so many really, really nice like tying up of loose threads, except for the one thread that will lead us to the next project, which if you stay to the end of the episode, you will get to see the world premiere of the trailer for my next project, The Everbright Archives, which is a actual play TTRPG anthology podcast where all of us at the table take turns being both storyteller and players, using each of us using telling a different story in a different setting, using a different systems that are not D&D or Pathfinder. Tune in. It's going to star myself, and for this cycle, our very own Madness Diamond, our very own Selkie Cove, and also Brynirsa and Bardic Sweet Tea. Tune into all of our socials as we are dropping lore and dropping things about what we're doing and how you all this cycle will be able to participate in the Battle of the Bards, where all of these lovely players are coming after my title. So, more on that soon. But also on Saturdays, catch me with ADH Adventures as we switch back and forth between Heroes Arc and Unlicensed Magic War Crimes. This week is a Heroes Arc week where I play Raziel, the Necromancer, Asamar, who is also the absentee king of the nation of Ukandish. Think Wakanda, but instead of worshiping panthers, they worship dragons, and they have dragon riders. It's cool. It's like Wakanda meets How to Train Your Dragon. It's going to be awesome. Once we get there. We're not quite there yet. And then on Sundays, for The Tale That Never Was, it's our time travel dimension hopping game, which seems to be a recurring theme lately, where I'm playing Iodeji Sidra Neoda, who is my Kalashtar Aberrant Mind sorcerer, and the answer to the question, what would happen if you took Howl from Howl's Moving Castle, made him a Kalashtar, and made Calcifer his quarry? You get a really, really confused former soldier with eldritch psionic abilities. It's a fun time. So that's where you find me. And I'm on the socials everywhere now as @Sphinx Akasha.
Yay.
So, yeah.
Hi, I'm Starshard Stories or Starshard Story at most corners of the internet. Because social media cannot decide what my username should be, it's a problem. On Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my channel, The Starfield, tune in for Werewolf the Apocalypse, the current edition that we're playing, called The Guardians of Neptune's Cairn. It is very interesting. It has that one Warlock, Kingface, Crush, Miss Liss, and Madness Diamond as the players, and I am the storyteller. We are at a key point now that we're finally going to go into the last 5 episodes of this season. And some introductions for season 2 will be appearing in the next episode. They are finding out a lot of things about the cairn that are very interesting, that it was infiltrated by Black Spiral Dancers years ago.
Oh, shit.
So... And one of the players almost turned into a Black Spiral Dancer. That was a whole thing for a while. Yeah. Hi, guys. I traumatized my players.
I don't know what that's like.
On Tuesdays, you can find me here on Dinner and a Game for Emerald Sanctums, where I play Countess Rosaline, a she-noble from House Islanded. Or, if Renowned is running, for Crawfish Till the Bitter End, I play Esther Buttercup Stamp, the pararomantic who has a very hot demon girlfriend named Evie. She's great. She's a delight. Everybody loves her. On Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Starfield, my spouse, Mark Cobb & Co., is running a Monster of the Week fantasy-esque theme game called Primeval Haunts, where I play Lael, the Divine. who is an exiled angel due to reasons we have not revealed yet. However, it may have to do with the many tattoos that she has designed through her body that are all different holy weapons. That she can
Did you steal a bunch of holy weapons, Em? Did you steal a bunch of holy weapons?
Yes.
Of course you did.
One of her favorites is a tattoo of a trident that she actually pulls the trident out of. It's really cool. Though also, if you want to tune in for that, it has Wacky from Dicey Tables podcast, our friend Zeta, and Zoot Machine, who was a Clear Award nominee last year for Best Indie TTRPG Player. If you want to see Zoot play a very hot man, that is the game to watch. All of us are swooning over Zoop in this game. And then you can find me on Dicey Tables podcast. If you have not tuned in, please watch the entire first season. That is our D&D season. So that's where I play Vanya Skylark, the High Elf Storm Herald Tundra Barbarian. The season finale for that, I'm not going to spoil anything, but it just ends in arson. And tune in because we're doing our second season called Midsummer Nights, which is based off of the Good Society TTRPG, which is Jane Austen and Bridgerton, the RPG. We're all playing femme presenting characters, and it's going to be a sapphic Bridgerton story where I play Marion Falkland, who is a human mortal, and we have two different expansions that we're using, and one of them is about Fae courts. So one of the other players are playing Fae. So it's going to be a fun time. It's great.
If you like Bridgerton-style fantasy TTRPGs, boy, do I have another one for you.
Yes. And on that note, that is all of the projects that I am involved with currently. And then Ray, wrap us up and
get us out of here.
Get us out of here. I need to go night-night. I'm old.
Gotcha. Same here. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can find these wonderful creators' links in our chat right now. Please do go give them a follow. We would all do this no matter what because it's our hobby, it's our passion, it's what we love to do. But when someone takes the time to actually go through and click like or follow on one of those links, gives us a serotonin boost we can't even begin to describe. So please do that if you can. Also, if you want to find Dinner and a Games information, you can find it in our link tree, which is now in chat, which includes links to our amazing merch, like this shirt that says, "I didn't ask how big the room is, I said I cast Fireball." And it's got a bunch of D8s and D6s in the Fireball.
It's a comfy shirt. It is a comfy shirt.
And you can find all those in our merch store, which is in our links, but you can also see it in our chat right now. Please do what you can to support the show. We are always trying to improve, and to do that, we need to do things like get more content created. And I work a full-time job, so I can't do it. And we don't want people to come create content for us for free, so we're trying to pay our content creators. But we need help doing that because I can't afford to keep on paying people. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start doing things like more fundraisers for the show, more subscription drives for the show, and try and get more subs in. It doesn't take a lot to pay people, but it takes a lot more than I got. So we're going to go ahead and start that soon. Just remember, folks, at Dinner Game, we always save you a seat at the table. We want you to take care of yourselves, social distance where you can, wear a mask when you can. Almost all of us went to Gen Con last time. Almost all of us got COVID, and yet we're still going back. That doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. But what we're going to do now is on all our other social medias, we're going to tell you good night. Hope you have a wonderful evening. Hope you get some rest. On our Twitch, we're going to raid into another stream, and so just stick around on Twitch for a few minutes while we get that set up. And everyone else, have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and we will see you guys next time on Dinner and a Game.
Bye.
When I stood across the table from you, once a week, a month, or like every 6 months, depending on people's schedules. So the clickety-clack of dice in our crew keep me warm inside before we smack down an evil cold just to gain a level. And we roll. We rolled a critical hit to the heart. People grow up, forget how to play. but not a snow